everybody, my name is Dylan and I'm one of the Emerge Young Adult Leaders here at GCF, and I have your very last sermon recap and questions for this year, for the community groups this year. We'll be taking a break over the summer, and just before I start, I did want to thank you all for taking the time to invest in community in this way by participating in community groups. It's really, really important. Jason and Ranja always refer to it as the lifeblood of the church. So I just want to thank you for taking the time to invest in these little pockets of community called community groups. So the sermon this week was brought by Lisa, our very own Lisa, who talked about Colossians 3 and particularly taking off these old clothes of the old self and putting on the new clothes or the new characteristics of our new self in Christ. So it uses kind of figurative language about putting on and taking off clothing to describe the transformation in our own character, the transformation in our personality whenever we become saved in Christ. So the old clothes, obviously old clothes don't fit anymore. They're either too tight or too loose, and they look a little bit silly whenever you wear them. And the same thing is true with this old self. It doesn't look right when a Christian wears the same characteristics that they had before they were in Christ. It looks silly. It doesn't look appropriate. So some of these old clothes are things like anger and lust and slander. And some of the new clothes, the clothes that Jesus gives us to put on, are things like compassion and humility and patience and forgiveness. These are the clothes that are appropriate for a Christian. We've been given new bodies in Christ, and we should wear new clothes that fit that new body. Now, when you choose to put on these new clothes that Jesus has given you, it transforms you. It changes you inside. It changes you in three main ways. First, your focus changes what you think about and how you think about the world, what you daydream whenever your mind wanders during the day. It changes your knowledge, too. It changes what you know, what information you have access to about God, and the experiences that you have with God. It'll change your knowledge. And three, it'll change your motivations. It changes why you do the things you do. Instead of doing them for maybe selfish reasons, you will do them for the glory of God, or you'll do them with a sense of gratitude that you're even able to do them, because it's only in Christ that you're able to do them. So Lisa's final challenge to us was to choose to put on the new clothes that we've been given. Now I have your three questions as well for a community group tonight. The first one is lighthearted as usual. Where does your mind go when you daydream? What does your mind just tend to think about? This isn't meant to be a judgmental question, not trying to get it, you're thinking about the wrong things. Just what does your mind wander to? Do you think about movies, TV shows, music, what you're going to do that evening? Where does your mind wander? I'll give you a couple minutes to discuss that one. The second one is to recall a time when you actually chose to put on the new clothes that you've been given by Jesus. Try to remember a time when you actually consciously chose to take off the old self, to put on the new self, and to put those new virtues into practice. Recall a time and maybe just share that. It's just a means of edifying one another with our testimonies. The third question is Lisa's final challenge from this Sunday. Her challenge question was, what old clothes do we still need to take off? So discuss with one another what old clothes just are stuck on you, that just don't come off easily. These could be habitual sins, things that we've done or struggled with for years. What old clothes do we struggle to take off? And maybe spend a couple minutes in prayer, lifting one another up and lifting up these old rags that kind of cling to us. Once again, thank you for an awesome year of community groups, and I hope you all have a great summer. See you guys.